Toy Aisle, we got Sean RGT85. We got
Hello.
Jay Shady.
What up,
And we
y'all?
got Eric 8-Bit. Welcome. Let's go ahead and get to the intro. Let's begin it. And here we go. Hope you guys love the cringe. So today's topic is going to be fun. Today's topic is actually about I wouldn't say necessarily a toy, but something that kids played with, especially if you're a 90s kid. I know me and RGT more particularly were like the right age demographic for this. Like the right age demographic. Jay, not so much, a little bit older. You're probably smoking cigarettes in the back of your middle school at the time.
Smoking in the boys' room. No.
But we're talking about Pogs.
Pogs.
Yeah, so I have a pretty good history of it. I don't have my Pogs handy, but I know I have like 5 tubes this big full of hundreds of Pogs somewhere in this house. I don't know if Sean has his. You actually have the officially licensed Pog game.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. I don't like. I have some unofficial ones in here, but I like the official Pog stuff.
Right.
I like that. So let's get into some history of the game first. And Eric, you probably know way more about this than I do, and Sean, both you.
What's funny?
You guys did play. I was a little bit older. I think when it burst on the scene, I was already like just starting high school, and so I'd have been, I don't know, maybe 14, 15. We're talking 93, 95, something like that. So I'd have been older, 16 even.
Well, the main premise of Pogs, and funny stories, it used to be called milk caps, because like real quick to touch in before we get into like the actual like official history. I remember when Pogs became popular, it was like I was in 4th grade, 3rd or 4th grade, I would say, about like that era, like 93-ish, 94-ish. And when we were playing it in school or at home, my teachers or my parents would be like, dude, we played that when we were kids. It's called milk caps. And I'm like, what? And they'd be like, oh, it's milk caps. They would take like the cardboard cap from underneath the milk, whatever they had.
Come in a glass bottle, right?
Yeah, and they would play using those. The same premise and everything. They're like, that's milk caps. We had that when we were kids. So it's kind of like when what you said, going back to stuff, is what's always old becomes new. There's always a variant of something that kids had, that comes back. Like, right. like even when we were kids in the 80s, like kids played with jacks, kids played with marbles, kids played with
so it's funny. I got a funny story. So, I've got a 14-year-old. He's 14 now? 14? Hang on. I don't even know how old my son is. His voice did
get deep, by the way.
Huh?
His voice did get deep, by the way.
It has, hadn't it?
Like over fucking night.
The other day. Yeah. So he's 13 actually now. Hang on a second. Shit, I don't know how old.
You don't even know how old your old kid is?
He's 14. Christ. He just turned 14.
The trolls are gonna love that.
So he was born in 07. His birthday's in July, so he just turned 14. Yes. But my point is, like, he kept saying Pog, and I was like,
Poggers.
No, well, it's a slang term right now, and I'm like, what's Pog mean? And I think he said it means it's basically the same thing as saying bet, or like that's cool, or that's dope, or something like that. Or
I don't know the term.
It's from Twitch. It was a Twitch term that like Poggers.
Okay,
is like a big thing.
But there's also an emoji.
Hang on, I'm 42. I'm old, so explain it to me. What does Pog mean again,
Sean?
I don't know, because I don't do Twitch.
I know for a fact on Twitch there's a Pog champ emoji where this guy's like the best Pog player or something. But there's also Poggers and stuff like that.
Because I think the Pog champ isn't the Pog champ face the dude from the Street Fighter scene or the fighting game scene who like went really crazy and like super right wing, like insanely right wing.
Pog is
play of the game is Pog.
Play of the game, right? Which I guess I mean that's something cool. So Urban Dictionary, play the game. Anyways, these kids these days, and it's funny because I'll make fun of them, for saying cap, and I know you like to say that when Sean and Pog, and I'm like, man, y'all are the way y'all talk these days. And he's like, oh yeah, well your era, we're saying that's dope. You're using drug references to say something's cool, and I'm like, you got a point. But the point is, he kept saying Pog for a little bit, and I'm like, you know that's a game, right? And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, no, that's a game that was around like in the early mid 90s.
Well, you know,
I don't think there's a correlation with that slang term in the pogs.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
But I was telling him that the word pog right now is, you know, running into, or was in the Twitch community, and I was explaining to him that was a game that kids used to play, and I made him look it up. This is what I do with him. If you know, we for example, we were driving the other day, and a section of a highway out here is called Rosa Parks Highway, and he had asked something about her, and I'm like, well, look her up, do your own research. So I make him look things up like that, and I made him look the game up and read about it, and he was like, huh, interesting.
Did you make him listen to Rosa Parks by Outkast?
Hush that bus, everybody move to the back of the bus.
Well, what's funny is funny is when you look at the game, how simple Pog is. And there's actually I'll get into some controversy and stuff that's with the history of it.
Let's please.
Considering how simple and easy the game is, this definitely seems like a game that these ADD ridden kids of today would like to play, because literally all Pogs is you set them up in a stack. Everybody, let's say all three of us play, we put an equal amount of Pogs. So let's say we do 10 each.
Okay.
You take a heavier object, which is normally named a slammer.
Right.
And you literally, boom, throw it down on the stack. Whichever ones flip over, you keep. Okay. So it's almost like gambling. Now you can play where you don't keep, you get your Pogs back, but who's gonna go through 100 Pogs and say, oh, this one's mine and this one's mine, this one's mine. You know what I mean? But the idea is you keep what you flip. And that's where the whole, it's child gambling and stuff. But we'll get into that in a minute.
Hey, look at that.
So
we'll get into that in a minute. But that's where I said, it seems like it would actually be a game that kids today would like, because I think kids are collecting stuff a lot more than ever nowadays. You know, like it almost seems like every single thing kids touch has some kind of like collectathon to it, or some microtransaction thing to it, or some kind of like.
Well, even Pogs are coming back. Limited Run has been making Pogs.
Oh yeah.
There's Turok Pogs coming out in 3 days that I'm ordering, and they're official Pog brand Pogs. You can get Shantae Pogs on there right now. Turok ones though, because Turok's dope.
They're smart. But to go on to
while
it.
You guys were playing Pogs, I was playing back alley craps.
I bet you were playing in the back alley.
You're stupid.
So anyways, real quick to touch on it. Like we were talking briefly, because you mentioned it, Jay, because you didn't know much. It really originated like when me and Sean were telling you in the Pacific, like on the islands, because of the certain there was like a drink out there, like in Maui. Is that how you pronounce it? Maui? Maui, Hawaii. And it was like the 1920s, 1930s that people were using these melt caps to play the games, and then it kind of slowly spread back. And then as different companies would make drinks, people would be like, oh, this cardboard milk cap is better, let's use these instead.
Okay, so question, let me interject right here, because I don't know a lot about Pogs and the history of, and I'm glad that you do, actually, because I'm trying to read as we're filming this so I can have something, you know, halfway intelligent to add. But so we're talking, there were milk caps. This is back in the day with the glass bottles when the milkman used to actually deliver. So would this have been a thing where like, hey, look at this milk cap we have with this cool design on it, buy our product? You know, kind of like companies these days have, you know, let's talk video games, for instance, and go back to what was it, Soul Calibur?
Back then, I think people drew and colored on their own milk caps. They were all blank.
Okay, so they were blank.
So it was more like everything was blank, and you would just collect your own, and people would start to draw their own stuff on it. So I think that was actually kind of cool too. Like to continue on though, new companies would come out there, because there was like only like a handful back in the like 20s and 30s out there. But then when passion fruit, orange, and guava made a drink there, people preferred those milk caps. They're like, okay, these are the perfect weight. They're solid. They're more sturdy, and it kind of led to I think that was like in the 70s, I would say. It led to a resurgence in people playing milk caps out there, and then schools in that area started doing it kind of like just as like a hobby.
You do know your history, 71
as a hobby and stuff like that. But what happened the most
He's reading something. Fuck off.
It was in the 90s actually that they started to get popular, and it grew first in Hawaii, and then that's when they actually started, I guess, printing franchises and licenses and random designs. Licenses weren't that really common back then. A lot of the stuff was random. Like I remember the first time I saw Pogs personally was at school, actually. I think it hit Texas, like the big states first, Texas, California, those three first. But I remember it was PE. We went in and there was like 3 college kids and like a couple of adults wearing like blue Pog shirts. Like it was just a shirt that had that logo that's on that box that Sean has.
Okay. I need that.
I just remember distinctly. We walked in, they had us sit down, and they did like it was almost like a Shark Tank like presentation.
So, Wiki says the 90s revival is credited to Blossom Galbiso, a teacher and guidance counselor who taught at the Waialua Elementary School in Oahu. In 91, Galbiso introduced the game she played as a little girl to a new generation of students, soon incorporating milk caps into her 5th grade curriculum as a way of teaching math and as a non-violent alternative to other popular schoolyard games such as dodgeball.
Yeah.
The game quickly spread from Oahu's North Shore, beautiful by the way, and by early 92, Stanpack Inc., the small Canadian packaging company that had been manufacturing the milk caps distributed by Haleakala Dairy in Maui, the same caps that were collected by Gilbiso for her class, was printing millions of milk caps every week for shipment to the Hawaiian island chain. Game soon spread to the mainland first, servicing in California, Texas, Oregon, and Washington, before spreading to the rest of the country. By 93, previously obscure game of milk caps, which had almost been forgotten, was now played throughout the world.
Yeah, but they had a big help. So to continue on, it was a presentation. Like literally, they made it seem like the coolest thing ever. This is like when Vin Diesel did the Street Sharks commercial. Mm-hmm. Like these people here were representing Pog. They're like, we're telling you about Pog. You know, it's the coolest new game. Like they literally hip hopped it to us in that PE class, and I would never forget that. Like they sat us down, then they paired us up into like groups of 4, and they gave us like Pogs to like play with. They're like, this is how you do it. And I just remember at the end of the day, every kid was like, oh man, I'm gonna go. And they left us with a pitch. They said, and they partnered up with this early on. They said, good news, kids. You can get these at Michael's Arts and Crafts. This would be called MJ Designs back in the day.
Oh, yeah, MJ's. I forgot about that.
They said you can get these at MJ Designs, and they're only 10 cents each for a Pog. So I remember as soon as possible, I made my mom take me to Michael's, and it literally was like, you know, one of those like horse wash basins. Like those big
and just have all the Pogs in there.
Yeah, it was just like Uncle Scrooge. Like you could dive into it.
Yeah.
Well, so many different Pogs.
Again, question: were these loose?
Yeah,
like
so many Pogs.
Okay. You could buy them. You could buy prepackaged ones, and usually, because like, okay, one of the things about Pogs is like, it wasn't initially. It was just Pog brand, and then it expanded to third-party Pogs.
Yeah.
So there's WWF Pogs from back. I have some Pogs I'll show in just a minute that are off-brand. But like, I don't know. I always preferred the real stuff.
Yeah, they have a weird texture. The official Pog.
So, like, here's an official Pog, and on the back, that's how you would know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Bigger, Eric?
But yeah, you would have these, and they would just be like loose in a thing, and focus.
Yeah, and that was I forgot what was his name, Sean?
I don't remember.
He's like the official mascot. He was like a hairy Little Caesars guy.
Okay. Yeah, this was your slammer. There's different types of slammers.
Yeah, that's a slammer. That's a thinner one.
Yeah, this is a plastic one. Whenever you play, like, you'd have to sort of decipher whether you want to do plastic or metal slammers, because metal ones you would have more of a thing.
Yeah,
you would have more.
There's thicker slammers that have finger indentions.
Right, and then here's some differences. Like, this is like a glossy.
Yeah,
and this is like an actual milk cap, like nothing to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say those feel like a little bit more cardboardy slash. They have like a weird furry feel to the front, like a felt almost.
They smell.
Yeah, but yeah, you would go to Michael's, and they would at first they only had the official Pog, and then when that got popular, I remember the Scholastic Book Fair would sell. They wouldn't call them Pogs because that was like a copyrighted term, so they would just call them bottle caps or flip caps. Flip caps. They would call them all sorts of different things, kind of like when you see other stuff today. I can't even think of what it would be like other terms that basically they couldn't call them Pogs,
right?
But they all of a sudden you started seeing companies make all sorts of stuff. You would go to the flea markets, you would go everywhere, and you would actually see bootleg Pogs, and it basically just be people printing like Dragon Ball Z stuff on it. And you know, I that was actually the first time I was introduced to Dragon Ball Z was on some melt caps, because I was like, what the heck is this? And at the time, Dragon Ball Z wasn't popular in the United States yet. It was still a couple years off, but that they started doing all sorts of different third-party ones and stuff.
Well, I have some third-party ones here.
Yeah.
We'll start out with the Super Mario Brothers movie ones.
Hey, look at that. Okay, so basically what we're saying is Pog would have been extremely licensed and licensable because it was that popular. And
yeah, but it didn't start that way first.
No, of course not. Nothing ever does.
See, now these aren't official Pogs. However, they are an officially licensed Nintendo products.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that seems kind of new too. Like,
no, this is from '93.
Oh, okay. So
and
that was at the peak.
Here's the prized possession of my Pog collection: O.J. Simpson Pogs.
Shut up.
Yep, limited edition.
What was that? 95, right?
Yeah. You got the White Bronco, Johnny Cochran.
Wow.
Brown
Kato at?
Yeah, it was
He doesn't have one. But yeah, these are pretty wild.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't the package ones come in like what looked like a big like a film roll canister? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, that also became another collectible as you got like bigger tubes and stuff.
Yep.
You know.
Official
and I remember kids used to get in trouble in school. Like at one point, it became a hey, no Pogs allowed.
Yeah, Pogs got banned in the Northeast, dude, because it was gambling. They saw.
Yeah, because it became gambling, and over here too, because kids would start bringing their huge freaking like 2 foot tall freaking tube and be like, "What's up, man? You got the official."
Yeah, I got the official tournament gamepad.
Like a playmat. I just have like a blue one by itself, no plastic. Yeah. Mine's blue like that, like the black thing, but no, I don't have like the plastic
part.
Have
the pad, man, because the pad keeps them on there. So
yeah,
and then you put your Pogs around here.
Yeah, I just have the pad. I don't have the actual plastic.
That's like a poker table. You can put your chips in there and whatnot. So
yeah,
okay. Yeah. I mean, it is.
Well,
gambling.
That's why they started saying it's gambling.
It's totally gambling. I used to get in fist fights with my cousin Nicholas because like we would be playing and like
shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick. I haven't talked to that dude in like 20 years.
You lose your favorite Pogs.
Yeah, you lose your favorite Pogs, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to lose them. So you get in like little fights and stuff.
This is funny because I was in high school when Pogs hit, and we didn't really necessarily have an issue like that where the high school said, "Hey, no more Pogs." There was a few people that had them. I remember seeing them, but this would have been like marbles back in the day, back in the 80s.
Yeah,
kids used to bring marbles to school, and we would play marbles at recess, and the elementaries were like, "Hey, you know, no more marbles at school." That's interesting. Go on. I want to hear about the gambling controversy and whatnot.
Well, it was just because kids would lose their Pogs and get into fist fights.
Okay. Interesting. So I got a question. Was there ever, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, was there ever any kind of major tournament, like a national tournament that went on? Okay. Interesting. You know, because like EA does the Madden Challenge every year where they go to 30 different cities and then, you know, take the winners to something like that. Would have been kind of neat if they didn't do it. I think they did. So interesting. But we're getting to that though, right?
Yeah. It's definitely I think it was called like the main Pog company was the World Pog Federation, and they did have tournaments and stuff, but like also what Sean has there, that's like an official, like if you wanted to hold your own officially ruled Pog games, you would do that. Me, I just bought whatever and played with my friends on the ground. I didn't have the pad or the mat and all that.
This box came like this was a thing that you could buy.
Yeah,
and it would come with the playing pad, the soft pad, and 2 tubes of Pogs. Actually, this isn't what I had as a kid. I had this as a kid, but I rebought this as an adult because I have problems.
I think I remember that the guy's name is Pogladite.
Pogladite, that's funny.
I thought it was just like Pogman or something.
No, I'm looking it up. Pogladite. So it's a caveman-like humanoid that it's based on a like some kind of creature from that supposedly like their version of like a Bigfoot in Hawaii.
Okay.
So I'm reading here that these were actually Pogs were so popular they were in McDonald's Happy Meals, and
yeah, those were big.
Some banks offered free Pogs for opening bank accounts. Like, how crazy is that? Usually you get like $100 credit or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I remember. If I'm not mistaken, I remember McDonald's and Power Rangers.
Yeah, Power Ranger Pogs were fucking huge.
Yeah, when the movie came out.
That's what Power Rangers my cousin used to get in fist fights about.
Yeah, I think it was McDonald's and Power Rangers, and the Power Rangers movie came out. They did something with Pogs, but they also had their own Happy Meal line too. It was like, in addition to the Happy Meals, McDonald's is doing Pog stuff separate. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. Because there was, and you could like buy like packs. They came in like packs, and there was like.
I think they did VR Troopers also.
Maybe.
Dude, watch this. After this episode, I'm gonna find all my freaking Pogs.
Let me see if they have. Yes, McDonald's did VR Trooper ones.
Yeah,
VR Troopers was big, man. We are VR seasons, Troopers 3 virtual reality.
But yeah,
this is funny though. Pogs hit in 90, like 93 here, and then by 97
they were done.
They were done basically.
But that also is attributed to like other, I guess, like whatever's the newest fad. Like I said a couple episodes ago, thing about the 90s is stuff got hot quick and got fucking lame quick.
I remember, you did say that. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's like you got this window. I'm trying to think if there's anything current like that has blown up real big, and then it was just
I think
Tickle Me Elmo.
I think Funko will.
It's been a while with Funko though.
Funko's been around for like 11 years as a company though, and the no, it's been around longer than that. The company came up in like 97, I think 98, so it's or maybe 2000. Company's been around a while. I don't see it fading off. Like that's a hell of a fad. That's a hell of a run to be a fad. Let's talk about Funko Pop specifically, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, they're the next Beanie Babies." I don't think so, man, because the licensing that they get is just it's too much and too strong. But again, that's a hell of a fad to be.
And on top of that, that touches back onto why I said I'm surprised Pogs aren't as popular as they again, because number one thing is people like collectibles now, and Funko Pops are popular because they're collectibles. You're always going to have a new series of some sort, and that's why I said Pogs. I'm surprised it's not popular now because there's so much you can do with them for a simple, like if you think about it, a company, it probably costs next to nothing to make 1 million Pogs.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm sure. You're talking probably that many, a cent or two per, maybe. Yeah. So to sell them at 10 cents and making 5 times your money, that's beautiful.
So find the right license that kids like. A Fortnite. I don't know, any singers, maybe girl. Like one thing that I feel Pog failed on back in the day is that I would say they didn't cater towards both boys and girls. It was more like in the middle, but there were so many franchises that, like they would do the Turtles, they would do the Power Rangers, would do this, but they didn't really do, like they could have pushed for Barbie or Rainbow Bride or whatever was girls were watching in the 90s. I don't know. But nowadays, like, Funko goes across everything.
Yeah. See, so Real quick,
to go across everything.
Sorry, real quick. Funko was started in '98, and the Pop line was first revealed in 2010 at San Diego Comic-Con. By 2011, they had their first full line was out. So you're talking a 10-year quote unquote fad on the Pops. Because I do hear it a lot because I do collect Funko, and
it's not going to go away.
It ain't going away anytime soon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it will eventually. Everything does, right? But
I think
Pog, you can license Pog on their website. They have a contact us form. You can do whatever you want.
So technically, they never went completely away. They just kind of faded out.
No, because I mean, limited run is doing official Pogs right now.
Yeah.
What do those custom Pogs cost, Sean? Do you know? Like
I'm sure I think they're like it's $17 for the Turok ones. Let me see.
Well, can you make your own? Is what I mean.
Oh, well, they used to have kits where you make your own Pogs back in the day. I don't know if Eric remembers this.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember, but it was
they had kits
too much work for me being like 10.
Yeah, same.
No, I mean, is there a company out there where you can like submit an image, and like if you wanted to?
I'm sure there are websites out there that do that.
Get some printed up and
custompogs.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Custom Pogs for $38.
How many do you get for that?
100 custom Pogs for $38.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I must have been talking over you.
But if you go bigger, you can get 10,000 for 2,500, so they're 25 cents a piece, and you can get them with cards as well if you want them like carded, so that like the OJ Simpson one I showed.
Okay.
Custompogs.com.
So I guess you're gonna see 8-bit Eric Pogs at Retropalooza.
Gonna see Game Chasers Pog. So I mean, in theory, if you really wanted to, you can get like that card thing made up, and because it's custom, probably charge $5 to $10 for it, and your cost is $1 or $2, right?
Yeah.
If you really want to break it down like that, like how much does this cost?
So what you're saying is actually we're gonna think bigger, not just do 8-bit Eric or Game Chasers. We're gonna do Superstars of Gaming series.
Dude,
of Pogs.
I'm the next Walter Day, but Pog edition.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I would actually buy those at least. Sorry, Walter. Sorry.
We're gonna make our own series of important figures and stuff.
That's funny. Okay, so if you guys want some custom Pogs, we're gonna be starting a Kickstarter for that soon. So
comes the grift. No, honestly though, I do have my Pog somewhere. I think kids today would like it, especially in that same age demographic, like the 4th grade. Not so much middle schoolers, but I think Pog. Yeah, like Sean said, I've seen rumblings about it. I've actually seen adult competitive leagues also online doing it. Real quick, because I actually forgot to show this.
So wait, you said 10,000 for $2,500?
Yeah,
that's 4 cents a Pog.
No, they're 25 cents a Pog.
10,000. Hang on.
I actually have something we could show real quick while you're trying to do your math.
10,000 Pogs, $2,500, 25 cents each. 5,000 Pogs, $1,400, 28 cents each.
So let's check this out. We have a Pog commercial that I'm going to show since people like to watch. Hang on.
Why has this thing been on me like this whole time?
Because you were sharing. It's because you were sharing your Pogs. I'm sorry.
Put some overlays on me.
That's a Pog commercial with a Pogladite. So that was a Pog commercial right there that Jay didn't even look at.
He's doing the math because he wants to prove me wrong.
Oh,
it literally says it on the website.
No, I know you're right. I mathed it wrong the first time, so
all orders include free U.S. shipping as well.
I have another one right here.
Oh, hey, hi, B.
Similar, but it's just a different song.
Bird, bird, bird.
See, he just jacked all those kids' Pogs.
Thanked them.
Oh, that was the Power Pog pack. At the end of that, it showed it was like it showed how the package was. I remember that. Holy crap. Now I'm going to go online and order OJ Simpson Pogs and stuff.
I think I paid like $15 for it or something off eBay.
So you can either.
There's actually a very funny.
Are you hung up on the money with making
Pogs? I'm kind of serious about doing Pogs. I'm just trying to think, like, if you. So you can have the option to have them all loose, or you can get the package like that OJ Simpson one you showed.
Yeah, look in the group chat in the chat for the group chat for this toy aisle. I put the custom Pog website in there. It is. And there's like picture examples of what you do.
Free shipping. No setup fees. Now everybody watching this we're gonna have a whole bunch of people making their own Pogs now.
Hey, we can trade Pogs though with each other.
Yeah.
You can make them like challenge coins.
It's cool. It's cooler than the Metal Jesus Metal Militia coin. We got Pogs, bitch.
Hey, you said that, not me. Can you make slammers?
Probably not. That'd probably be a little bit tougher.
Okay, here's the carded set with 6 intact Pogs. Your best value on that is 1,000 Pog sets for $1,900. It costs you $1.90 a piece. Bro, I'm selling those for fucking $10. Where are those slammers?
I think they do, because I just Googled it and it says back in 2019 they announced on their Facebook page that they are doing slammers now.
Hey, full disclosure real quick though. CustomPogs.com, you owe us a check.
Yeah, seriously, you fucks.
Because this asshole's fucking plugging your shit.
Actually, you don't even have to send me a check. Send me 100 custom Pogs for the $38. Just make it free. RGT logo, perfect.
Same Game Chasers logo.
But yeah, they made a video in 2019 saying that they're doing slammers too. So I'm sure if you like email them or something, they'll.
Dude, you know how much money you could make if you could actually sell all these damn things? This is insane. Like, I'm sorry, you got Eric especially. Like,
I mean,
business.
Can we talk about toy collecting, or are you gonna talk?
Well, we're talking about Pogs, but there's money in toys.
It's the modern Pog. This is what the modern Pog has become, a novelty thing that could be interesting for people. So you have to look at the business side of it too.
You have to. Thank
you,
Sean.
True, but
I mean, really, what else is there to say about Pogs?
You don't have a funny story like me with the gym, like how I had PE class?
No, just getting in fist fights with my cousin and shit.
How did you find out about Pogs though?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember they came and we had them, and then I had to get more. And I remember like the big horse truffles of Pogs and going and picking them out. And I remember like the packaged Pogs that would be at like KB Toys and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. You didn't get the whole awesome PE class experience with the hip hop music. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome. I don't have anything else to add to it. I know Jay don't. So
I mean, unless you want to talk about the business money end of it, yeah.
Why don't you just make your own custom Pog printing thing like you have sketchy etchy glasses?
Well, dude, can you get blanks and do like sublimation ink printing on those?
You probably do whatever you want.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a
anyways, real quick to touch on it. I do want to thank the people that did watch the last 2 episodes.
Thank y'all.
Make sure y'all are subscribed. Make sure you have your notifications on. And give us ideas for topics. Know a lot of y'all want to see turtles. That's coming eventually. And I think the biggest request we have is to have stupid Melbourne on.
Yeah, stupid Melbourne. Again though, I think, and I was saying this the other night in my stream, when we do episodes like that, I think it would really help to have those people that are known for having massive collections of stuff. Like if Melbourne's on, we need to do Transformers. Bottom line, he's a huge Transformers guy. If we get Pixel Dan on,
Star
we
Wars.
Do Motu. Yeah, Star Wars could be Melbourne as well. Billy can have a kind of a lot to bring to the table with certain toy lines.
He could put G.I. Joes up his ass.
Yeah, he did do that. Turtles, he could have something to say. Star Wars figures, things of that. Even Transformers. But I would say I don't know many people who know more about Transformers than Melbourne. So that could be.
Well, there's a couple other YouTubers I know that are big into Transformers.
No, yeah, of course. He likes to watch. Do some quick shout outs. I know one guy he likes to watch is Rodimus Primal, I think is the guy's name.
Oh yeah, I've met him at too many games.
Yeah,
Danny Dolphin's big with Transformers too.
Who? I'm sorry.
Danny Dolphin. They're big with Transformers.
Okay. I know he also watches. Was it Retro Blasting or something?
Mm-hmm.
You guys familiar with that channel?
Yeah.
Retro Blasting.
I think it's Retro Blasting. I might be messing the name up, but
I mean, there's people like there is. You're right. I'm not familiar with it though. There's people like Cool Toy as well. He does a lot of. I mean, his name is Cool Toy.
You know, honestly, SEO Toy Review, who is our enemy. RIP. Wow, are they done?
No, they're peg warmers now.
They're peg warmers now.
Okay, so he went away from SEO Toy Review.
No, they
rebranded.
And they do a weekly podcast, which is why we made this to.
No, I know. Yeah, them. I mean, I know about the podcast. Anyways, Kevin is real big into G.I. Joe, so he'd be a good person on the G.I. Joe podcast topic. Just saying. Oh, hey, fuck the peg warmers. They're our mortal enemies.
Yeah,
but they're not.
Nah, start the beef.
Start the beef. Let's do it. You know, I got to be honest. This is way more interesting an episode than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's a good episode.
What'd you learn today, Jay?
I learned a lot. I learned the history of Pog/milk caps. I didn't know it'd been around since the 20s and 30s. I didn't know it originated in the Pacific Islands, Hawaii specifically. I didn't know the gambling fiasco of it all, controversy of it all. I didn't even know that, like that official slammer pad. Like, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. I gotta be honest.
And honestly, we didn't get to touch on it. Not to interrupt, but it did reach other areas, like the Philippines.
Oh, it was worldwide, dude.
Japan, Korea, China, like other areas, and they all had different variations of it. I even think areas like around Spain and stuff had different types of styles and stuff, because not everybody had like milk caps, so they found.
Oh, holy shit, Eric, put this up on the screen. This is what I was talking about. I'll drop it on the chat.
Okay, hang on. Go on. And if you guys, any of y'all had a cool high school like experience like I did, where they came to your school and they played "Are y'all ready for this?" And they showed you Pogs, please feel free to let me know, because I gotta say that was probably one of the most memorable days of PE. So this is what Sean just put up. What is it? What are we looking at?
It's the official Pog maker. My cousin
$29.99.
And you would basically take like a picture from like a magazine or a comic book or something. So like we would take Game Pros and we would like find a good picture of like Mario or something. And then you would put it on the Pog, and that's how you do it. So they always looked kind of shitty. They look nowhere near as good as they look in the box. But I remember that shit.
Holy fuck, I forgot what that looked like, but I remember that. And I remember, like you said, you could tell when people made their own.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, dude, this is a shitty one that you made. I don't want this.
That's funny, because while I didn't have them, I actually do remember that. And I don't know if I saw it at a friend's house or maybe my younger brothers might have been into it, but I vividly
That's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be.
Honestly, you can get Pog shit. I bought the box thing for like, I want to say it was $25. It came with like 100 Pogs, a bunch of slammers, the board, the mat. Like nobody buys Pog shit.
Okay.
Well, now after fucking we made a video about it. Oh, the collectors are rare.
Inflating the market.
Yeah, we're gonna. Hey, you know what? We're gonna get all the Pogs first, and then we're gonna fucking.
Right, yeah, don't.
No, Amazon has a whole bunch of third-party shit.
You know what we should have done is we should have got the Pogs first and then did this podcast.
Okay, we
could wait to upload it. Oh, dude, you remember the No Fear Slammers?
Yeah, no fear brand. Period. So I had these. These were the Power Ranger slammers. I had these.
Yes, I remember those.
Can someone see if there's custom slammers out there?
I told you that website does it.
Oh, they do. I don't see it on the thing.
It's not on the thing, but I think you just email them. And because they said back in 2019 they were making them. I specifically remember this no fear slammer that I just put in the chat. I think my cousin had it.
You want to get started on Pogs? This is how cheap they are. You can get a set of 100 for $20. Start it.
Yeah, dude, Pogs are freaking ridiculously cheap.
I mean, it's paper at the end of the day. It's cardboard, so.
Right.
Caps, milk caps.
Can we see what RGT shared in the chat, please?
I just showed it. Oh,
the no fear slammer.
Yeah,
I specifically remember this fucking thing. You can buy it for $3. It's like $3 with free shipping on it.
Dude,
eBay.
custom Pogs better than metal militia coins. Did those?
You're not wrong. I mean, because like a metal militia coin, like that's it. That's all you could do with it.
There you go, right there. No fear. I remember that brand, and then there was also shirts and stuff.
Oh,
but also, I just
saw
something that I hadn't seen in a while. Look at that left one. These have the blade, the buzzsaw, the buzzsaw Pogs. Those are the cool ones. Like they're shaped like a buzzsaw and they're actually cut.
Interesting.
Those like I remember the kids would bust out. They'd be like, "Look at this one," and you'd be like this, and it's all buzzsaw, and you'd be like, "What the fuck? It's cut all different." It'd be like different cut, like Ninja Star ones and stuff like that. And then there was always the other thing that started fights. There's always those pricks that would slam extra hard. Yeah. And then be all trying to be cute, like if Jay was to play as a kid, like this, and be like,
yes.
Oh, that'd be me.
And then just fucking slam it. And there was kids that I actually got a little decent time where you could actually flip the whole stack instantly. Like you'd be the.
Well, depends.
There was kids that you knew. There was kids that you knew though that you didn't want them to go first because they would fucking.
If you were using a metal slammer, yes.
Yeah.
Plastic ones made it more even. It wasn't nearly as bad, but like that's why you wouldn't play like a plastic slammer versus a metal slammer, because a metal slammer you can flip the whole stack if you know how to throw it and where to hit.
Yeah.
It. But a plastic one, it makes it a little bit more even.
But you could get good enough if you had a thicker plastic one to slam everything at once. The thinner plastics, like the one Sean showed, those were pretty fair because they're like the size of like maybe 3 Pogs stacked.
Yeah.
But like the thicker ones were like a good like 6 Pog stack, maybe even like 8, like where they're, I've seen slammers that are like that thick. And they have like finger indentions. Like I remember one kid was like, "Look at mine; it's got finger indentions," and he'd be like, "All right, let's do it." And
so really, it's only like 2.
Yeah. Those regular size slammers, they're not. But there's big, huge ones that are like, several thick. So like, I know in 4th grade it was.
If you were in the official
Pokemon cards,
tournament, you can use those.
Yeah. Before Pokemon cards, it was Pogs and Pencil Wars. Because we also used to do Pencil Wars, where you would take
Pencil Break. It's called Pencil Break. Yeah,
we call it Pencil Wars
a lot. Yeah,
and I remember kids would buy the big, thick pencils from like the book fair. And they'd be like, "All right, who wants it? Who wants the smoke? Who wants it?"
Yeah, but you gotta fight. It's like the Pogs. You can't go a regular number 2 pencil against one of those big, thick ones. It's not. I mean, you're gonna.
We'd get in trouble with that too. I remember.
Oh, we would get all kinds of trouble. We'd go to the bathroom between passing periods and play fucking pencil fight.
Yeah, that was a rule too. No pencil fights.
Yeah, we got in trouble for that one a lot back in the day. So
much better back then, man. Kids are missing out. If you're like between the ages of 10 and 15 watching this, get some Pogs, get some pencils.
Dude, I should do a pencil fight tournament
competition.
Yeah.
You won't.
Oh yeah?
And the trophy could be a big pencil.
Pencil?
You won't. I dare you.
Okay, let me talk with Alec. He runs my tournaments and see if that could be it. It's gonna be
a Pog tournament. You won't.
A POG tournament, I mean, it could happen. I don't know if we got enough time at this point because we're, 6 weeks away from, I mean, to be fair, the tournaments hadn't even been announced yet.
Well, you could do it in your February convention, which, to plug it right here, SoCal Retro
Gaming Expo in February. Okay, that could be a thing. Man, that's interesting. I think, you know what? Nobody does that kind of stuff. Video game conventions don't do that kind of stuff. So why not?
They do cosplay and shit. I don't care.
I want
pogs.
I'll say no disrespect to the cosplay community, but the cosplay competition's kind of like, after it's done, it's like, okay. You know?
I mean, yeah.
You cosplay as a pog.
Cosplay as a
the caveman, dude, the Poglodyte.
Dude, that's a win right there. No one's beating that.
Dude, no, but yeah, for real, a Pog competition would be cool.
A Pog tourney, huh? Okay,
but you would have to really officiate it. Like, you need, like, you could have like 4 games going at once, but you need referees that know real good rules.
Right,
like,
that could be part. Well, I mean, how many people are actually going to show up for a POG tournament, though? Maybe 4.
I bet you, dude. I bet you if you did it at SoCal, you can get at least 20 people in the competition.
You think so? Let me hang on. I'm gonna text my guy real fast and see if I get a response from him on what he thinks.
I mean, you got time till SoCal.
Because
I could do it in October for Retropalooza.
Because I'm gonna be honest, man. When you're at a game convention, it's like, okay, cool. I saw games.
Yeah, you're kind of looking for other things to do. Like,
no,
toys are actually doing good at conventions. Chief tells me they do good.
Yeah, no, I agree. You definitely want more things to do, and this is why I'm being serious about it. Because of course I'm going to have the cosplay contest. I'm going to have your tournaments. You know, I do about 8 tournaments with the trophies and all that stuff. You know, hopefully, I think we're going to have like some tabletop stuff. But everybody has these things. All conventions have those things.
You could make next year's. You could rebrand next year's Retro Pogloza.
Retro Pogloza.
Pog themed. Hit up the World Pog. Hit up the World Pog. No, here's what you do: you hit up the World Pog Federation with their licensing.
Yeah, dude, and you have them come out.
Yeah. Here's the website.
So my tournament guy says he'd be down for it. And he asked, he said, are we supplying Pogs and Slammers or having people bring them? You got to have people bring them, right? Because you play for keeps, don't you?
Yeah, you would want to have people bring their own, and you'd want to have like plastic slammers versus metal slammers, so on and so forth.
Okay, so we got to have some rules.
At very least, you could probably provide the slammers.
Okay.
I mean, it's a simple enough game.
Yeah. All right.
So hang on. I'm literally texting him. We're not though. We're talking about Pogs. This is Pog podcast.
I know, but we could. I guess we could end the podcast here. What do you guys have to add on or anything like that? Special messages?
No.
Shout out.
Just
Pogs. Oh no, other way. Pogs. Metal Militia coins. Let's go.
Pog Metal Militia coins. Toy aisle Pog Slammers. Let's do it.
Yeah, I guess that's it from me. Thanks again, everybody watching. Appreciate y'all being here and always chatting in the premiere chat as well. Thank you.
Hey, we're going to be able to get this up tonight by 6 for the premiere.
Yeah, it's going to be out.
Cool. I'll join. I'll be around.
Yeah, give me the link so I can share it out.
All right. See you guys later.
Appreciate you guys.